listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts on podcast. I'm Paul Mackey, and this is for day 16 of the Dog Days of Podcasting Challenge and the Dog Days of Trivia. Crazy Joe, I think I'm probably not includable in discussion of this new release streaming versus live in the theater debate. Last year I saw the TV glow at the local not-for-profit art house. And so far this year, I haven't made it to the theater. But at home, I did watch Deadpool vs. Wolverine earlier this spring on Disney+, and I watched Jackie Chan's Police Story, True Grit, and Confess Fletch on DVD or Blu-ray. That's what I've seen so far this year. My dollars probably aren't making much of a difference in the battle. In other news, this is the anniversary date for my marriage to my lovely wife Darcy. 1995 in Lincoln, Nebraska. It was dreadfully hot, but the wedding went pretty well once the judge bothered to show up. It was a small ceremony at the Rogers House bed and breakfast. We paid to have a local favorite cater in some simple items, and the cake was a gift from one of our guests. So we're going to dine together today. Not sure where it'll be, but it'll be a nice break from the rat race. So here's an awkward pivot to the trivia answers. All the answers and new questions deal with music this time, and if you're keeping score, the total possible points are 31 after today's answers, 30 questions down, and 1 bonus point offered so far. Right, welcome back to the Dog Days of Trivia on One Idjit's Thoughts on podcast. This is Paul Mackey, and I'm presenting to you yesterday's answers. All right, first at hot number 2. The Los Angeles Times and some of his readers already thought it was a hot number 2, placing the song at the number 1 spot of their video bottom 10. But it was produced by Rick James, and it was at number 2 on the Billboard chart for 2 weeks in late 1985, but Lionel Richie topped over it with Say You, Say Me, both weeks. Naming that song and artist, it is Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy off the album How Could It Be? Legendarily, Richard Pryor bet Murphy $100,000 that he could not record a straight music album with no comedic material. The song was recorded at Rick James' home studio in Buffalo, New York, through what was supposed to be an overnight visit. But that turned into a 2-week stay due to a massive snowstorm that hit the night of the recording. And August 1985 saw the release of a single that you're going to have to name title and artist off of not very many clues. The band in question got its name after legal negotiations over what it was allowed to call itself, but other versions of the band date back to a formation in 1965. The song was on Worst of the 80s by a landslide from Rolling Stone, and GQ in 2016 calling it the worst song of all time. That song is We Built This City by Starship. My apologies if this song is your favorite song, or if it provided the soundtrack to your precious memories of a loved one, but the consensus seems to be that it sucks. And those were the answers from yesterday. Hope you got some good points. Now into the questions for today. All right, we're going to move on to one of my favorites under the Check Out That Organ category. This 1986 single features an organ solo that I can't find solidly identified as a Hammond organ, but I and many others apparently are pretty sure that it is a Hammond organ. Due to the founding members coming from New Zealand but founding the band in Melbourne, Australia, the song was named both the number 2 New Zealand single of all time and the number 7 Australian single of all time by the Australasian Performing Rights Association. Please name that band and single. And under hot number 2s, in October 1986, after spending most of 1985 on side projects, Duran Duran released a song that represented a change of members and of sound. The subsequently released album of the same title did not necessarily sell as well as their previous ones, but some still consider it a biggie. If you can't name the album and its title track, I may begin to doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion. And those are the questions of the day. This is the Dog Days of Trivia on the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast, and I wish you happy hunting.